Hey everyone, and welcome. So today, let's go somewhere different, a place you won't find on any map. We're going to find a seat at the Time Travelers Café. Yep, you heard that right. It's a spot where the past and present aren't just ideas, they're actually the customers, and they're all just meeting up for a coffee.
All right, so let me ask you something right off the bat. If you could share a coffee with literally anyone from history, who would you pick? Seriously, think about it. Who would it be? And what would you even ask them? Okay, hold that thought, because that little daydream is exactly what we're diving into today.
You know, the source material just nails the vibe with this one line. It says this is a place where centuries meet over a cup of coffee. Just let that sink in for a second. It's not just some coffee shop, right? It's a place where time isn't a wall separating us from the past. It's actually the main event.
Okay, so first up, a cafe outside time. Let's dig into how this whole thing works, this blend of imagination, history, and storytelling.
So what is the Time Travelers Café really? Well, at its core, it's a concept for a podcast. Think of it like a thought experiment that's been brought to life. It's this virtual space that's been designed for the kinds of conversations you could never, ever have in real life. It's basically the ultimate stage for all those historical what-ifs we all wonder about.
All right, Section 2, where centuries meet. Now, to really get a feel for this and make it less abstract, the source material gives us this perfect example of what one of these timeless conversations might actually look like.
Okay, I want you to really picture this. You've got Leonardo da Vinci, the ultimate Renaissance genius, sitting at a table, sketching out one of his flying machines on a little napkin. Then, an AI engineer from our time sits down across from him, pulls out a smartphone, and shows him a live feed from a drone flying outside. Can you even imagine Da Vinci's reaction, the questions he'd have, that pure, unfiltered curiosity? That's the magic this whole idea is trying to capture.
And this is where it gets really cool. The whole point is that it's more than just listening in on some cool imaginary conversation. It's about you participating. The idea is to shift you from just being a passive listener to being an active part of this whole thought experiment.
Okay, on to our third section, lessons across eras. So, what's the real takeaway here? I mean, beyond just being a fun idea. Well, it's all about finding those timeless connections, the things that link all of us, no matter when we lived. And the first big truth you stumble upon in this cafe? Human curiosity is absolutely timeless. I mean, think about it. The same deep-seated drive that had Da Vinci sketching flying machines is the exact same drive that has an engineer today refining AI. The tools, the tech, sure, that all changes. But that core human need to ask what if, man, that never goes away. And it also shows you that struggle and creativity are basically two sides of the same coin. And that coin is timeless. The frustration an artist feels trying to get a brush stroke just right, that's the same feeling a programmer has when they're hunting for a bug in their code. That whole cycle of banging your head against the wall and then that breakthrough moment, that's a universal human experience.
And this is what ties it all together, right? The wild dreams of yesterday really do become the innovations of tomorrow. Da Vinci's little sketch on a napkin, it wasn't just a fantasy. It was an early blueprint for the drone that the engineer is showing him on his phone. This cafe is the place where you can finally see how all those dots connect across time.
The source material just sums up the whole mission statement so perfectly. It's simply this: time may divide us, but conversation connects us. And that really is the heart of this entire concept, isn't it?
So that brings us to our final section, your seat at the table. You're probably thinking, okay, this is cool, but how do I get involved? Well, the source material gives us a direct invitation to join the conversation.
It's a really simple and fun little exercise called the Time Travelers Menu. Here's how it works. Step 1, choose one artist. Step 2, pick one scientist. And Step 3, choose one leader. They can be from any time in history. But here's the most important part. Step 4, ask yourself, what's the one thing I'd want to learn from them? See? This makes it about more than just a cool meet and greet. It forces you to think about the wisdom you're actually looking for.
And hey, don't just keep this list to yourself. The whole idea here is to get a real conversation started. So talk about your guest list with a friend. Or, even better, post it online using the hashtag Time Travelers Café. It is so fascinating to see who other people pick, and more importantly, why they pick them. All right, we're going to leave you with one last question to chew on, and this one kind of flips the whole idea on its head. What are we doing right now, today, that a time traveler from the future would want to come back and ask us about?
What are the big struggles, the big ideas of our time that are going to echo for centuries? It's definitely a question worth thinking about,